goodness, I had to shake this off. Good morning, CEOs. How you guys doing? Coming to you with another one. Your man CEO 369 Consulting. Yes, Chauncey. Fascinating thing yesterday. Oh my God, I was watching this video. It's so crazy. And I don't know if it's in India or in a country, but the people gathered and there was so much rubbish that was inside the water, it becomes kind of stagnant. It just sat. But a bunch of people start jumping in the water and start cleaning it up, and then they came together as a group and just whatever debris, trash that had been thrown in there accidentally, on purpose, you name it. But as they cleaned the stream out, it began to flow, and it was just dark and nasty and everything like that. And what they ended up doing as they removed all the rubbish and the water started to flow again, it began how do you say it? Began over time. The life started to grow on insects, the plantation, the plants, and all those things started growing once again. I think even the fish started swimming through that stream, and it was very interesting. So that community found that it was really important as a necessary resource for them, both water for nutrition, also the fish for food, and just everyday sustenance. It allowed them to see that it was necessary. And this is kind of like what I see with YouTube. It affords us an opportunity to look at things in that same sense. Whether you're a small YouTube creator, large, medium, wherever you sit. Me, myself, just starting back in November, I am starting to see that I have to get in and clean up the things that I am looking forward to, both on my YouTube channel, but also in my personal life as well as my professional life. Those are my three streams that I am concentrating on, I am focusing on, and I hope that you are also focusing on for yourself, for loved ones, family, in your area, your personal life, and your professional life. These things right here help me to set out, and I call them my three V's. The three V's are pretty powerful because the very first one is primarily your voice. You sit in front of the camera, whether you schedule it, whether you do it in the morning time, afternoon, evening, whether you go live, you do a short, you do a long, lengthy one. It's not necessarily the sound of your voice, not the tone. It's it basically is the message, what it is that burns inside of you that you want to have spoken. Now, I know we all have our own community. We're developing our audience that we want to connect with. But I hope that if this resonates with you, that you share this, that you like, that you leave a comment, because it's critically important as far as I'm concerned. As I get ready for my work today, I did my session. I'm only doing one today. I went up in weight, from a 20 pounder to 25 pounder. And I really feel like 57 years old. It don't take much weight. You just do your push ups, you do your sit ups, and you do your squats. With 25-pound weight, you get a workout in. So I'm fresh off of that. Your voice is what connects your audience pretty much to you. Just like that workout, it connected my body. I felt everything. You know, it's what turns your viewers into believers and subscribers into supporters. That's what YouTube is all about. It is important that you have add value, or your voice adds value to another person. That's what I will say. On YouTube, your voice is kind of like a magnet. It's going out there and it's tapping into all these different people, right? You must develop it like a craft. Someone that's really good in the art field, who maybe does a clay pot or draws a picture or plays an instrument. You're developing your craft, calligraphy, great penmanship. Speak not just to be heard, right? That's one thing, but let it be felt when it comes to your voice. Understanding that this is where confidence is born. For me, not only from a consulting standpoint, but I also love to day trade. And as I build my confidence, even though this market is really volatile, if you guys who have 401ks, who may understand the stock market, you've seen that in the past couple of days, it has been whipsawing from this, tariff thing that the administration has implemented. People, young and old, are both worried about certain things that are happening to their savings, their retirements, where they see themselves financially. And it's critical that what we look at uh, when we voice is not just from a standpoint of anger and upsetness, but you see what it's going to do for yourself. Because the more clearly you can express yourself, you know, the less validation you need from others. So it's going back to the market. When you see structure, you see a trend, especially if you trade in the futures market or even stocks for that matter. If you see something going down, you can buy as the market goes down, just like when you see the market going up, you can buy when the market is going up. If it's ranging, you can see which direction. You build structure. Your voice gives structure to what it is. It can be a commanding voice, it can be a calming voice, but in essence, that your voice helps to permeate what your audience perceives and believes that you are going to be doing. So basically, I want you to do this. Ask yourself, if you were called upon to get up on the stage and speak for 10 minutes without notes, what truth would you tell? Leave a comment in this section, on this particular section. Let me know what would be your truth that you would tell. Now, step two, second V. I love that. You can make a V, or as the Vulcans do, like that. So I'm a Trekkie. So it kind of works for me. The value. What can you teach? What can you share or show? Born and raised in St. Louis, show me state, baby. Uh, that uplifts someone. You know, YouTube is an energy exchange, and that's what we do. We share, we give energy, positive or negative. That energy will flow. You give wisdom, you give humor, insight, and you receive attention. You receive trust and eventually income if you get monetized. But that's what I want to say again, those streams. When I saw this community come together and they cleaned the stream out, it again began to give off life energies. When it got clean, it took a while, but the water was no longer stagnant. It became less murky. It became clear. The vegetation grew up around it. The insects and life began to do their thing as far as nourishment. Next thing you know, they saw fish coming back into the area. So they started maintaining that. And this is what was the ultimate thing. Your value doesn't have to be flashy. Some people have just awesome creativity. And it just has to be real. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your values, it could be your morning routine, how you overcome burnout when it comes to YouTube or in your personal life or even your professional life. It's all about balance, keeping that harmony that most of us need. Me, myself personally, that's what I focus on with my four interior empires that my mentor, Robin Sharma, speaks about in his book, The 5 a.m. Club. He speaks about your mindset, which is your psychology, your heart set, those emotions that we have, your health set, taking care of your physical temple, and then your soul set, connecting with your spirit. That, in essence, gives me the desire to wake up at 5 a.m. to do the thing that I'm doing on YouTube, in my personal life, in my professional life, and striving for so much more. In the past, I've had blood draws. I thought they was only going to take one vial. When I went to get to the VA to get my medical, them jokers took 5 vials of blood. I was like, man, what y'all doing? I thought they needed, there was a vampire in the back, but also then I had to get a urinalysis. I got my labs back, all is well. I think they call it folic acid. Eating more leafy green vegetables or taking supplements. So of course, your man, he went and got his folic acid. I eat a lot of spinach and my iron, but anyway, that was good. I felt good about that those lab results and that they sent back to me. Let me know. It's a few other things, but I'm in this for the long haul. Uh, how you organize your week. I was just telling one of my employees I'm doing mid-cycle reviews for my employees, and that's what I talked about. How I like to over on Sunday do that 30-minute review of the previous week and then kind of like outline how I want to kickstart, my Monday and my next work week if afforded the opportunity. So just remember, people don't invest in you because you're perfect. They invest because you're honest and helpful. That's generally what it is. You're being of service to one another. That's what I hope that I'm doing. If you do find value in this and you find that it's helpful, drop your man a comment, hit the like button. I think this week I asked if you had something that, if you're working out, hit me with the strong. If it's something that you're doing as far as reading a new book that you really enjoy, or just, overall, just feel like you're sharing your love. Drop me a heart emoji, whichever color you prefer, it's totally yours. Outline 5 simple things that others might want to learn. And this is a fascinating point. Those 5 things, these are your video seeds. You know what I'm saying? Plant those seeds, develop your content, cultivate across the spectrum what YouTube affords us the opportunity to see. And this will lead into my third one. First one, it was a voice. Second one is your vision. And number three, boom, ready for it? I mean, three is going to be your vision. Number two was your value. Number one was your voice. So number three is your vision. Now we reached the third, which, like I say again, that stream, that flow that you see that if it may needs to be cleaned out in your life, getting it all out again. This April 8th, 2025. We're just going into this is the freshness of this new month, this fourth month, the second month, spring. So, I mean, here we've been getting a lot of the rain. Grass is starting to come in lush and green. Nature's starting to take effect outside. You hear the birds chirping early in the morning. Um, this is where success and wealth becomes inevitable because your vision is how you're going to move. It's your why, it's your compass. Without it, you're burnout chasing views. You know what I'm saying? Mine is just always sincere. I already told you guys 5 million. I got videos for days. Right up in here, our creativity, our psychology is an infinite number of things that we can do when we challenge ourselves. You know, with it, you build legacy. Use YouTube to visualize out loud. That's the fascinating thing. So many times, sometimes within our own brain computer, as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing would say, in our brain computer, you know, it's like a motion picture that goes off in our head all day, in our heart all day, in our health all day, even in our spirit. We're running this visualization. So I tend to choose to make it focus and I have those thoughts, and then I transfer those thoughts into words, and I let my video track my growth. You know, build a series, kind of like a TV show. I think I just finished this week White Lotus. It's a Netflix video or uh, whichever one in platform. I'm gonna say Netflix, but I finished the series. Document your progress. Use your journal to document your progress. Also, share your philosophy. Those beliefs that tap into you. The algorithm, is temporary. You know, but your vision, when seen clearly, will attract the right people at the right time. And that's what I'm finding about in consulting as well as in day trading. As I put forth this, I'm starting to have this connection with various people. Excuse me. Mm, Need a sip of that morning Joe. And I'm starting to make this path and I'm tapping into these people. And it's really, really encouraging. Uh, if you go out to my YouTube page, you'll see what CEO 369 Consulting, what my mission statement's really all about. And this is what I truly enjoy doing. Put yours, if you haven't done it, your about page, put it one sentence. What will someone gain after watching 10 of your videos? Drop it in a comment. Let me know. You know, let's begin to cultivate. I think they said in this world, you think about the world population, they say just here in the United States alone, when you think about the world population, I think there are over in the world, there are 8,111,013,850 people that are in this world, but the U.S. population is 341,590 and 638. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So you are part of this both global world stage as well as if you live here in the United States. You know, yours really, really connection. Can you imagine connecting with over 300 million people? It will blow your YouTube channel up. Connection is key. So, CEOs, remember this: your voice is your identity, your value is what you're offering, and your vision is your destination. These streams, once you tapped, flow together to bring forth the wealth that was always inside of you. Putting that work in, man, sometimes it's a challenge. Waking up, just getting it started, especially with the events that are transpiring throughout the world. I will simply say this to you: don't wait to be chosen, don't wait to be perfect. Start speaking, start giving, and start seeing. Because YouTube isn't about going viral. It's about going vital. You have to see yourself as being a vital part of this uh, social media. I call it an experiment because YouTube isn't go isn't about going viral. It is helping you to see the true you and who you are. So what I like to say as I wrap this up, my three pillars for my foundation. When you honor yourself, you're going to learn how to honor others. When you love yourself, you will in turn love others. And when you learn how to respect yourself, you will, in essence, respect others. For me, myself personally, my mentor has always taught me this, Robin Sharma. He says simply this: when you own your morning, you will elevate your life. It's in all facets of your life, in your personal life, it's in your professional life, it's in all things that you wish to do. It's 7 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off of this, refresh my Joe, put all my workout stuff away, and then I'm going to go ahead and get ready for work because I got some things to do. You guys, it is always my pleasure to help, to serve. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I think out on my about page, I have my email. You can shoot me an email, CEO369consulting@gmail.com. And I look forward to our next session. You guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye.